7 signs a woman has deep feelings for you, according to psychology. When a man loves a woman, can't keep his mind on nothing else, he'd trade the world for the good thing he's found. So says Michael Bolton, and though he may not be a psychologist, there seems to be something to his assessment. But what about the signs that a woman loves you? Sadly, Michael is quiet on the subject, so if we really want to look for clues on whether a woman has deep feelings for you, we may have to consult the field of psychology after all. These experts have studied everything from behavior, neurology, and even biochemistry to figure out what love actually looks like. The good news is that they have a lot to say. So if you're wondering if you truly have her heart, here are 7 signs a woman has deep feelings for you, according to psychology. 1. She'll give you her attention. If you get that warm, happy feeling from her all the time, it might be due to a feeling that you have a special connection. After all, doesn't she pay attention to you and your needs? Remember details about your stories and experiences together? And seem more engaged with you than with anyone else? If she does, this is a really strong clue that the woman has deep-seated feelings for you. And while that might seem obvious, this is actually backed up by some serious psychological research. In 2015, a Dutch and American team decided to find out what was actually happening in people's brains when they interacted with their beloveds, as they called them. This study involved strapping electrodes to the lovers' heads and monitoring their electroencephalograms when they talked to their sweethearts by phone. What the researchers found was that people who were in love had much better memory recall and paid more attention much better when they talked to the people they loved compared with friends or strangers. This improved attention and memory was a result of great stimulation in their brains. So if you find that she's stimulated, interested, and great at focusing when she's with you, chances are good that the woman is in love. 2. She'll seem high all the time. The biochemistry of love has been thoroughly studied and seems to be quite well understood by researchers. But the problem for most people who want to know if a woman is in love with them or not is that it's a bit tricky to get hold of a blood sample to send to the lab for testing. Don't you miss the days when blood oaths were considered the peak of romance? Well, if you can't collect blood samples, how can you find out if it contains that dizzying array of hormones and neurotransmitters that indicate love? Psychologists would tell you to look at their behavior instead to figure out what's going on inside. See, chemicals like dopamine, adrenaline, vasopressin, and oxytocin are all present at higher levels in people who are really infatuated with their lovers. These chemicals have strong effects on a dozen different brain areas and can affect the way people behave. If this mix of chemicals sounds familiar, it might be because these are some of the same chemicals that get boosted when people use cocaine. And their behavior, therefore, can be similar. Is she excited, euphoric, stimulated, talkative, energetic, and confident when she's around you? If so, it just may be that instead of toot, you're her drug of choice. 3. She'll listen like she cares. I know my best friend cares about me. But when I go into a long rambling story about the latest bump in the road at work, I can actually feel him rolling his eyes over the phone. This is probably very much related to the fact that attention and stimulation are a lot different in romantic love than in the bond between friends. The stimulation and interest, combined with deep affection, are probably the basis for empathetic listening. This is when someone is listening to you and simultaneously expressing that they care for you. Empathetic listening comprises features including not judging the speaker, trying to understand their expression accurately, showing a positive regard for them, and being open and present while listening. And this behavior is connected to affection. The more a woman cares about you, the more she'll demonstrate these listening behaviors to show it. 4. She'll seem satisfied. If a woman had deep feelings for you, would she continue playing the field and looking around for more options? This is pretty unlikely, according to psychological research. A study performed in 2023 looked at women who were in relationships to see if they were satisfied with their love lives compared to single women. What the study found was that women who were in loving relationships were more satisfied, felt they had a higher capacity to love, and showed fewer symptoms of depression than single women. On the whole, this lets us know that women in relationships actually develop satisfaction and a deeper ability to love. So if you've been in a relationship with a woman for a while and you're wondering if she has deep feelings for you, the answer is that if she seems satisfied, then she most likely has. 5. She'll be full of positivity. A lot of research has been done into how men and women seem to express love differently. That shouldn't come as a surprise to anyone who has ever been in a relationship with either of these groups. Doesn't that mean everyone? But actually, there are a lot of similarities found in how both men and women express love. Studies have found that both men and women show a lot of the same little signs and gestures of love, like affectionate behavior and taking care of one another. Sharing burdens and responsibilities is another good indication. However, one study found a big difference between men's and women's love behavior. According to these findings, men are more inclined to initiate sex and to share leisure time together as a sign of love. Women in love, on the other hand, showed more positive behaviors and less negative or antagonistic behavior toward their partners. So, if she's bursting with positivity, this is a great sign that she has deep feelings for you. 6. She'll want to hear you say, "I love you." Hollywood movies may have primed us to see women as more romantic and lovey-dovey, but real psychological research has found the opposite. According to a study that investigated people in 7 countries across 3 different continents, we've got things backward. This research confirmed what some of us secretly knew, that men fall first and tend to be faster at expressing love than women. What's even more interesting is that the more choices men seem to think they have, meaning more women around, the faster they'll say those 3 little words to their partner. Does this mean that women are slower to feel, choosier, or more reserved? It's not entirely clear what motivates this sex difference. However, the same research also looked at how happy people are to hear those words from their partner, and there's no sex difference there. Both men and women who were told "I love you" were generally happy to hear it. However, the more avoidant a person is, and the less anxiety they have, the less thrilled they are to hear it. So, a woman might be slow to express her feelings, but if she seems thrilled to hear those words from you, even if she's not ready to say them herself, she's probably really into you. 7. She'll touch you a lot. We all know that touching and getting close to one another are signs of attraction and affection, but how can we tease these 2 factors apart? After all, you want to know if she has feelings for you, not just sexual attraction, right? Research shows that women themselves report certain types of touch as conveying their love and affection. And we're not talking about sex or making out in the park here. Holding hands, kisses, hugs, and even tiny, fleeting touches all tell you that a woman has got feelings and wants you to know about it too. Women report that they go out of their way to touch the objects of their love as a physical expression of their inner feelings. Comparing this with sexual attraction, their touches aren't generally lusty, libidinous, and sexual. They're softer, sweeter, and designed to show the depth of their feelings. Final words. These 7 signs a woman has deep feelings for you, according to psychology, should help you figure out where you stand. If you notice 1 or 2, you can feel hopeful. And if you pick up on the whole lot, you can be hands down sure that she has deep feelings. So keep your fingers crossed and go find out if she loves you.